There's something happening to educational videos right now that most creators don't realize. It's called the talking head fatigue. And if you create educational videos, this one thing might be quietly working against you every time you hit the record button. By the end of this video, you will discover why people stop paying attention to your content even when it is valuable and what you can do about it. So let's talk about what's really happening inside the viewer's brain. Human brains are not wired for information, they are wired for change. Because for most of human history, noticing movement was not optional, it was survival. Imagine you're a caveman and you're walking in the forest. If something moves in the bushes, you better notice it fast. Because behind the bushes, you might find your lunch, or you might become the lunch for whatever that is hiding behind the bushes. So your brain got really good at noticing anything that changes. That wiring didn't disappear when we invented YouTube. It just got redirected. So if someone opens the video and sees the same face, the same background, and the same framing, our brain does something very fast and very automatic. It completes the pattern. Person, chair, wall, talking. So once the brain categorizes a scene as understood and unchanging, it quietly moves on. It is not like the viewer has a choice. When the brain says, I've extracted everything visually useful from this environment, let me check something else, the finger automatically taps to the next tab in the browser. That's why static talking head videos lose viewers. Because if visuals don't change in your frame, you're fighting biology itself, and usually biology wins. Now you might say, Ram, from what you said, if I introduce a change of scene every once in a while, I can make the viewers keep watching my videos, right? The answer to that question is yes and no. Let me explain the yes part. It's true. Every time something changes in the video, like a new camera angle, or a cut to something different, or even when text pops up, your brain wakes back up. It's like, oh, something new? I better pay attention. So every visual change triggers a micro reset in attention. That also explains why many times even average content with lots of cuts and visual changes outperforms brilliant explanations where nothing visually moves. Now let me come to the no part. The problems with visuals not changing in a talking head video is not just about it being boring. The issue is much deeper. Most people miss the part I'm about to tell you. When visuals don't change, viewers are forced to rely on listening and abstract thinking. Just think about it. When nothing changes on screen, your brain has to work extra hard. You have to focus just on the words and imagine everything yourself. Now that is tough. It is like asking someone to listen to an audiobook with a boring picture stuck on the screen. Now the brain starts answering, if I'm just listening to this anyway, why am I even watching? Now that's a losing question. Because as educators, we have chosen to post a video on YouTube so people would watch our content. If our intention was just to make them listen to the talk, then we could have posted a podcast episode on Spotify, right? We intentionally chose to teach on video because we wanted to take full advantage of both the verbal and the visual channels of communication. So while the quick fix of adding some jump cuts to the scene can keep the viewer's attention, the real difference happens when the change of visuals is intentional. When the visual explanation complements the verbal explanation, the concepts become memorable. For example, you want to talk about how introducing a new policy has divided your staff. Instead of saying, in our company, everyone felt equally responsible for success. But when the commission-only pay structure was introduced, it drove a wedge between the sales team, which wanted unlimited earning potential, and the support staff that felt undervalued. Now let's look at a different way of explaining the same thing. In our company, everyone felt equally important to success. But when the new commission-only pay structure was introduced, it drove a wedge between the sales team loving unlimited earning potential and the support staff that felt undervalued. Let me give you another example. Instead of putting all the cost items into one basket, we can separate the items into two groups. We can club the items that change monthly, like marketing spend, travel expenses, and contract labor, as variable costs, and group the items that stay the same each month, like office rent, software subscriptions, and staff salaries, as fixed costs. This allows us to manage our costs better. Now let's look at a different way of explaining this. Instead of putting all the cost items into one bucket, we can separate them into two groups. We can club the items that change monthly, like marketing spend, contract labor, and travel expenses, into variable costs, and group the items that remain the same, like office rent, software subscriptions, and staff salaries, into fixed costs. This allows us to manage our costs better. Now, which of the two versions I showed you just now seem to hold your attention? Obviously, the visual version, right? The difference is, when I explained the ideas visually, the brain didn't just listen to the words passively. It started visually tracking the movement to understand the explanation better. The change is subtle but powerful. When I add random cuts, I keep the viewers watching. But when I add visuals intentionally, I not only keep them watching, I also help them understand my explanation deeply. And here is the key shift. I'm no longer asking the viewer to imagine everything. I'm now collaborating with the way their brain works. That's what good teaching has always done. Now, here is the part that usually surprises people. The moment people hear this idea, they immediately assume complexity. They assume that they need to learn some complex video editing tools like After Effects, or hire some expensive editors to get those concept-based visuals to accompany their talks. But the truth is much simpler. Now, what you saw here is not After Effects. This is not some advanced motion tools. It's PowerPoint. These are some simple motion graphic templates that I created in PowerPoint so anyone can edit in minutes. Now look at this. You can change the text the way you want. You can change the colors if you choose to. You can move the elements and adjust their positioning. You can add or remove animation. You can do anything you want because it is, after all, PowerPoint, a platform that you already know. You record your talking head, layer in the visuals, and suddenly the same explanation feels completely different. With this method, you start teaching the way your brain naturally wants to follow. The animated templates that I showed you just now are all part of our comprehensive all-in-one PowerPoint bundle. The bundle has 4,500 more such animated professional PowerPoint templates that are rich with analogies and metaphors, so you can explain any idea you can imagine in a visual way. The link to the product is in the description box below this video. Now, coming back, if you have ever felt that your videos deserved more attention and that your talking head videos are not able to hold the viewer's attention, then stop fighting biology. Stop asking people to just listen. Become a visual authority than just a mere static talking head. Next, if you want to learn how to create simple visual slides, I've created a video just for you. Just click on the link that you see right now on your screen and watch the video that explains to you how easy it is to make visual slides. It's a very simple and practical video. I'll see you inside that video next. See you there.